Hey, I'm Israel here with Fit Body Bootcamp, and I'm actually sitting down here with Dr. Josh Caldwell of UTC Chiropractic, and I really want to just kind of get a little insight of what Dr. Josh does, what his practice is, and how he can benefit your life through chiropractic.
All right, take it away.
So, Dr. Josh, what is your passion? What fuels you? Why did you get into chiropractic?
It's a good question. Initially, I started out with the mindset of helping people any way I can within the biological services of healthcare services, and I was actually originally intended to go to med school, so that was my initial intention. But after analyzing the methods they used and using drugs and surgery and invasive procedures, it just didn't strike a chord with me. So I was always, from a young child, trying to find another way, another solution. I figured, hey, what better industry than chiropractic, the biggest natural healthcare profession in the world, to help people get to the root of their cause of the issues they're having, or help them get healthier internally versus externally without the side effects. And my big passion right now is actually kids, because a lot of kids now are on ADHD medications. A lot of them are taking medications. They've got children's Lipitor now if your parents have high cholesterol. So we're just going the wrong way in terms of the spectrum of healthcare. So my passion is to get to people as early as possible, as well as later in life, in any way I can, to help them naturally heal themselves. So we're not just a chiropractic office. We emphasize nutrition. We always emphasize exercise, and what Israel does with Fit Body Bootcamp. So I think it's the full spectrum of just getting to the root instead of just the effect of what's going on.
Awesome, very cool. So what do you say to someone that is like skeptical of chiropractic and has never tried it, they're brand new to chiropractic? What would you get them to?
It's funny. I'd say a lot of people that come in they either say, I believe in it, or I'm not quite sure if I believe in it. And the cool part about it is that chiropractic's been researched and proven thousands of times over. You just don't get to hear about it because it's not on television, it's not on radio, it's not in the traditional media, because a lot of the pharmaceutical companies control what's going in and what's going out. So, I tell them, listen, it's research, it's proven. Again, like I said before, it's the largest natural healthcare profession in the world. We have dozens of different miracles in our own office of people. Recently had a kid that had asthma for 2 years was one of the child, and the other was 4 years old. He had asthma for 4 years. Within 3 to 6 months of working with me, I've been able to resolve things like that. We don't say we cure asthma, but we can definitely help in terms of maybe finding that missing link that, aside from just medicating it, that we can do. But a lot of people come in, they don't know what it is that we do, they don't understand how we can help them. But typically I sit them down, I discuss how the body works, how your brain controls your body through your nervous system, and all I'm trying to do is find anything that's interfering with that and help unlock it so that your body can heal naturally. So a lot of people don't realize how powerful the body is to heal. I just educate them on that, and it makes common sense. If I'm squeezing your spinal cord because your vertebrae is pushing onto it, it's going to interfere with something going on in your body. So I just try to keep it pretty simple. But it's been proven, it's a science, it's not a belief. That's kind of what I tell them. It's not like a belief system, it's actually proven. So that's typically how I handle that.
Okay. So what about, what do you call, I know a lot of people call what chiropractors do, they crack your back and stuff like that, but that's not really what it is, right? What is it really supposed to be called, and what are you really doing to the back when you adjust it? It's called an adjustment, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
So a lot of times we get put under the umbrella of back and neck pain, which is a big misconception. That actually came around when the health insurance companies put us underneath that kind of pigeonholed us into that category, because that's all they wanted to cover. They wanted it to be short term, not health care, but just kind of sick care. When someone's injured, do what you can, and if they're not injured anymore, it wasn't from a wellness state of mind. So cracking your back and getting adjusted, it's 100% different. When you twist and you move and things release, there's no specificity, there's no direction, there's no reason why you're doing it, where you're doing it, other than the fact that it kind of feels good. We actually analyze your spine with neurologic equipment, x-rays, to find out where there may be biomechanical misalignments or actual neural buildup, where there's stress that's accumulating more than should, that's altering the way your body works. Because essentially, for you to be healthy, every part of your body has to work 100%. So if there's any area that's being compromised and your brain can't speak to that part of your body because there's some sort of interference from spinal misalignments, that's the part that we care about. When you twist and move and you feel things pop, that's the stuff that's just moving freely, and that's just pressure releasing. That isn't changing neurology. So we try to focus on specificity and actually determining where are the ailments, whether you're healthy, unhealthy, have an issue, don't have an issue. Getting adjusted and removing pressure on the spinal cord only improves the way that you work. So if a lot of people don't understand that your spine shifts and misaligns every week to 2 weeks. So if you're not getting someone to analyze and realign your posture and your spinal alignment, you're actually going to suffer, year by year, incrementally, not enough to put you on the floor, but you're not going to function as well as those that do. So that's kind of a longer-winded version of whatever you were looking for on that.
No, absolutely, and I can definitely tell that you are very knowledgeable in what you do and how you help people, just from how thorough you are and what you just explained. So what can somebody expect when they walk through your doors, and how can you help them?
I think the big difference, I've worked in 7 offices, Israel, and I've worked in 2 hospitals. The big difference is I've kind of culminated what I've learned from all of them. And a lot of times people go to the chiropractor, they're not sure what they're getting into. There's very little explanation. They throw them on the table, rack, crack, and away you go. And you might feel a little bit of an opiate release. You might feel good, a little bit more mobility, but you don't know why you were there. You don't know what the purpose of what he did was. It may even feel the same each time you see him or her in the office. So with what I do here is initially I have them sit down, and we take them through, we have them watch an instructional video that visually, because we're more visual learners than we are auditory, especially in this day and age.
Yep.
So we have a very detailed, brief video about how the body works, how the nervous system works, how stress accumulates. From there, I come in and I sit down and I say, hey, what have you heard? What do you know? What are your fears? What are you excited about? What are you here to get help with? And maybe even open their mind to things they weren't even aware I could help them with. Like maybe they have digestive issues and they've never thought of realigning the spine having anything to do with digestion, but nerves that control digestion come right off your spinal cord. So if there's something altering that, we got to get to the bottom of it. But we start with that, just a consultation, find out your history, find out what's going on with you, and then from there we go through very thorough nerve scans. I've invested about $30,000. I didn't necessarily need to, just to analyze how much stress is on your nervous system, which was developed by NASA. And then we do x-rays. We go through a traditional orthopedic exam like a medical doctor would do, and then we use all of that information and we bring you back and we sit down and we say, hey, this is how good or bad you look. Based on that, we can determine where we want to go. Do you need a lot of help? Do you need a little? Or do we just want to focus on some maintenance kind of wellness care so that we don't get any worse from this point forward? But I assure you, getting adjusted is like starting to eat healthy or exercise. You feel what life should feel like. You feel that energy, you feel that boost, that increase in immune system function and just mental clarity. It's amazing, once people start getting into the flow, and you've experienced this as well. It's not what you're thinking. You're thinking, maybe a little back relief or a little more mobility, but it's a lot deeper than that. So we try to, and we don't use scare care. We're not into scare tactics. I'm not going to throw up x-rays and say, oh, look at you've got 3 months to live if you don't get in here and start getting adjusted.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's kind of my joke.
Yeah.
Get your bucket list out because you don't have much time.
Right.
But I'm going to just be straightforward. I'm not here to sell people on it. I'm here to educate them, whether they continue from day one or not. I just want them to know that there are options.
Yeah.
Traditional medicine fails in the fact that it was intended to be very short term for emergency situations. Yep. Never intended for long-term continual care. That's where the natural people come in.
Yep.
Not to get too long into it, but prior, to the late 1800s, everybody saw naturalistic type doctors. So, yeah, that's the difference, I think, the experience.
Awesome, and I love just how much I know chiropractic has definitely helped me dramatically in my form and my training and all those things and just daily life. And I can see that you truly do care about your clients and the people that come through your doors. What would you say to someone that has like a severe condition, like say asthma or any other condition, that can you really alleviate or even have those symptoms and problems disappear altogether?
Absolutely. So the big thing with almost any condition, asthma, IBS, acid reflux, whatever it is you're ailing from, you always want to exhaust every natural mean possible. You always have the invasive, the toxic, the side effect prone things like drugs or surgery or injections, anything like that. They're always there for you. But at least give your body the opportunity. I see these parents, because I'm a big pediatric practice doctor. I like to see families. I like to see kids. They come in, the kid's got an ear infection. Statistically, ear infections are going to cure themselves within 7 days without any interaction. And we jump so fast because we're so afraid of our kid being in pain, or even ourselves, that we jump to these invasive measures. But we don't make claims of curing this or curing that.
Right.
If it is the nervous system that is creating some of the issues within that may be leading to asthma or things like irritable bowel syndrome, then we can at least ascertain that. And then if we determine, hey, maybe it's more of a nutritional or maybe a lack of exercise or too much mental stress, then we kind of determine that. But whether it is this, that, or the other, freeing up the neural stress and tension on your brain and spinal cord can only benefit you. That's the greatest thing about, you know, the profession of chiropractic is I've been getting adjusted twice a week for 10 years, and I haven't had back pain for any of those reasons.
Yep.
I didn't go in to get adjusted for back pain. I don't get adjusted from here forward for back pain. I get adjusted to make sure my body works 100%, because I know that's going to make me as healthy as I can be from that perspective. It doesn't negate exercise. You still have to do that.
Yep.
You still have to eat correctly, and you still have to find ways to get rid of mental stress. But it's one more tool in your toolbox that kind of takes you past what most people are doing. You know, we're so quick to that quick fix, that pill for this or the drug for that or the surgery, instead of actually trying to earn it ourselves. You know, a big thing I always tell people is that health is not going to be given to you. You need to earn it. You are not healthy because you don't have a disease or an illness. You're healthy because you're doing things. You're taking the steps to become healthy.
Yep.
So I think that's kind of how I try to handle, you know, those type of, you know, different conditions that come in.
Awesome. So Josh, if I'm watching this video and I want to know more about you and how I can,
Yes.
if I live in San Diego or the UTC area, where can I go? What do you have a website?
Absolutely.
Where's your physical address? Where can I go to learn more about you and get plugged in?
Absolutely. So I'm in UTC, which is the business area of La Jolla, which is right between the 805, the 5, and the 52 freeway. They call it the Golden Triangle. Very easy to access from about 10-15 minutes anywhere in San Diego. Purely if you want information, my website is utcchiropractor.com. You can find a lot of different stuff there. This day and age, there's the social media route. I mean, Facebook, Twitter. You know, we've got all those things going on. If you type in Dr. Josh Caldwell, I'm pretty sure I'm the whole front page of it. So anything like that, if you ever want to come in for a free consultation, I'm more than happy. Like I said, it's important that people understand how I can help them before we just jump into doing it. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of different avenues. And you can always just, you know, like I said, call, speak to Brooke, my wife, at the front, or whoever. We're a family practice, so we have a lot of people that are within my family that work here, and just give us a buzz, and we can let you know how we could help.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank Josh, Dr. Josh, for taking the time out of his day. I know he's a very busy guy. He's got a lot of people to help, and so I hope you guys got a lot out of this. If you live in the San Diego area, I highly recommend that you go on to Dr. Josh's website, come in here, meet him, see his staff, his facility. It's amazing. It's a beautiful place. And if you don't live in San Diego, I'm sure Dr. Josh can connect you with highly qualified chiropractors, because they're not all in the same. There's good and bad in everything, and Dr. Josh is definitely one of the top chiropractors that there is, so he can connect you with wherever you live, and if this video can really help you out. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Israel. Appreciate it.
You're awesome, and we'll see you guys later.